A few days ago, an attorney came out with some new information on behalf of Tory Lanez. And that information came from a former bodyguard of Kelsey Harris by the name of Bradley James. Now, Kelsey Harris is the former best friend of Meg Thee Stallion, and Tory Lanez was dating her first, okay? And as it comes out, Meg Thee Stallion went behind Kelsey's back and slept with Tory Lanez. And that's how this whole fight between the two of them came into be. They were fighting over Tory Lanez. They were fighting, gunshots happened. Tory Lanez took the blame for it. He got a 10-year sentence for this whole situation. But let's get back to Bradley. Bradley James decided to release this information to the public.
He was a witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun.
And this information infuriated Tory Lanez fans. They were immediately asking for justice.
If Meg Thee Stallion does not end up getting the very same sentence that was given to Tory Lanez, there is no justice system. I don't want a cancellation of Meg Thee Stallion. I don't want her to lose her career. No. I want her to get the exact same treatment that Tory Lanez got. Not just in the last 2 years where he has been incarcerated, wrongfully incarcerated, for something that your own best friend did as a reaction and a response to your own messed up relationship with her. I want you to get the career gone. I want you to get the blackballing from the industry. I want you to get the 10 years plus in that jail cell. That's what I want. That's fair.
We all remember the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion situation turned into, black men not protecting black women situation. So if this statement is true from Bradley James, then what Meg Thee Stallion did was maintain this lie, blaming black men for attacking her when really it was Kelsey, her own best friend, who shot her.
This is my last video on it because I don't really care. But nobody is arguing about why Tory Lanez went to prison. We've heard y'all say it 37,264 times. There were other reasons for why he went to prison. I'm not one of these people screaming, "Free Tory." Here's what I'm saying. If you went through a little situation and you got shot and you know exactly who you got shot by, and it wasn't Tory Lanez, why would you tell the police that Tory shot you, the judge that Tory shot you, get on social media, double down constantly on the fact that Tory shot you, make music about the fact that Tory Lanez shot you, when you knew for a fact that Tory Lanez did not shoot you? See, y'all love to get on here, well, he would have went to prison anyway, so we're not talking about it. No, we are talking about it because y'all had think piece after think piece about how men don't protect women and how dangerous men are, when at the end of the day, it was a woman that was the danger.
But shortly thereafter, almost the next day after this attorney's press conference, we find out that Tory Lanez had been stabbed almost 14 times, or at least 14 times. And he did almost pass away. If they didn't give him urgent care, Tory Lanez would be RIP. And we were to find out that he didn't do it, it would be an atrocity. But still, something more weird happened after that.
So the day after Tory came out and they said that he had new evidence that points to him being not guilty, he got poked up in jail by this man. He stabbed him 14 times. 5 in the back, 4 in his torso, couple in the arm, 2 in the back of his head, and 1 under his left cheekbone. And yes, you reading this right. Megan Thee Stallion fans are really donating to this man, y'all. He has a GoFundMe account. I mean, you can't make this shit up. This is sick and twisted. Now, if y'all go back to when the story broke on this happening to Tory Lanez and you go into the comment section, you can see probably some of the people that you can think that would donate to this man. Like, you had people up there talking about, damn, he didn't die. oh my God, I wish he didn't make it. I hope he don't pull through. He deserved it. Justice was served. To me, it's pointing more and more to a hit.
Cassio Santino is literally in jail right now for basically taking the life of somebody under the age of 14. He shot that person, I believe, with a shotgun, and he was 20. So now we're seeing people donate all sorts of money to this man. Alexandria Megan has this particular fundraiser, and it's raised, as of what I see right now, $2,640. And again, remember the narrative: protect women, support women, all of that. But now what they're saying is we can support this guy simply because Tory Lanez allegedly shot Meg Thee Stallion. Now, here's something that I was taught as a kid. If somebody does you wrong, God will fight your battles. Hold your peace, let the Lord fight your battles. Those of you who are from the black community, you know this. And the fact that Tory Lanez is in jail for 10 years, then that is justice. I mean, this is exactly what everybody wanted. This is exactly why Meg Thee Stallion was crying tears and breaking down once the man was put into prison. And then if he actually did it and he found himself in a situation where he was stabbed 14 times, that's also, for some people, a greater indication that, hey, he may have deserved whatever was happening to him. Not to say that we want it to happen, but he put himself in that situation. So that enough was a payment. No, that actually wasn't enough. Let's go ahead and raise a GoFundMe for the person who is actually not a nice person themselves. It's almost like, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing. When in the reality, if this guy was out, he wouldn't appreciate what you're doing for him. He might do it to your own daughter also.
I love how little sense female rap fans actually make, especially Megan fans. At this point, Meg Thee Stallion fans are the dumbest on the internet. Y'all celebrated when Meg made a diss track calling out Nicki Minaj for being married to a PDL, only to turn around and put money up for the PDL that just poked up Tory Lanez, all because you don't like the fact that Tory didn't pew Megan and that Megan is a liar. Swear to God, I would never take none of y'all serious. I didn't stutter. The dude who poked up Tory Lanez is a convicted PDL, and not just any PDL. Oh, a very, very real PDL, who he also poked up and unalived. Who was it, you might ask? Just his 13-year-old girlfriend. Yes, that grown man had a 13-year-old girlfriend that he poked up. And you've been donating money to him because you're a weird, evil bitch.
And I kind of want to get back to this protecting women thing. If this is true about Tory Lanez, then I don't really have very much to say, outside that it is still tacky and classless that you guys would organize a GoFundMe for a man who is a murderer. But if this is false, this is actually terrible, because again, he was blamed for something that her friend most likely did. I know what people are going to say, well, why didn't he snitch on Kelsey? Or why didn't Kelsey admit it herself? Or why did Meg do that to Tory Lanez? Well, if this is true, this is something that some black men experience all the time. False allegations. I mean, these things are lies. Now, I'm not trying to say that black men don't cause harm to black women, but whenever something it happens to a black woman, then the whole discussion is pointed to the fact that, oh, okay, this brings greater notice to the ability that black men have either failed or refused to protect black women in the case where black women may have been doing this to themselves. And so when you see Kelsey shooting Meg, if this is the actual case, then you have a black man, although he's not perfect, he loses 10 years of his life and then almost dies in jail. And then your fans go out there and support a person who is a definite murderer and a person who definitely has done things to young women under the age of 18. But that doesn't matter because she might not have been black, right? Or it doesn't matter protecting women when it's not who you like. Only person that matters is Meg Thee Stallion. Now, the man brought up a very interesting point. Meg Thee Stallion was going back and forth with Nicki Minaj about Kenneth Petty in his situation. And we all know what Kenneth Petty went to prison for, right? And what he did. So, but at the same time, her fans are coming out here supporting this particular individual where it is clear that his crime against women is even 40 times worse than whatever Kenneth Petty was accused of, okay? And for what I understand about Kenneth Petty, there could be some gray areas around that. I'm not sure. I'm not a legal expert, but I've heard some debates about it. I don't want to comment on it because I'm not that knowledgeable. But this is clear, okay? This guy has a history of violence against women and whoever else, but we can support this guy. And then you would have these same people to say like, hey, you know, what are you guys doing to protect black women? See, this is always this and it's always that. And it's like moving of the goalposts. And I just think that Meg Thee Stallion's probably better pray and hope that what this guy Bradley James is saying is not true. Because if it is true, Meg Thee Stallion needs to go to prison. Kelsey Harris needs to go to prison, okay? And there needs to be a huge apology because so many people in the industry believe that the guy did not do it. So many people in the industry believe that more and more evidence proves that he is innocent, okay? And that you guys stole this man's life for him. And I hope there's also a lesson in this for a lot of the brothers, okay? Dealing with low-level clappers always has a cost, all right? Just because somebody will let you clap their cheeks doesn't mean you should accept it. Just because one of your friends is okay with clapping cheeks and you go and clap her friend's cheeks behind her back and you think that something can't happen to you, you should really look at this. You should really look at how it can cost your life. Hanging out with low quality chicks, it always costs you more than you know. It doesn't mean that you need to lose your life or your freedom. Sure, it doesn't. But it doesn't mean that it can't happen. And if Tory Lanez wouldn't have been dealing with low-level clappers, he wouldn't be in the situation. Because both of those low-level clappers can turn around and blame you for something that you didn't do. And you want to know who they're going to believe? They're going to believe you. If you don't have video evidence of all of that, if you don't have your side of the story out, your ass is going to jail. And they could be you getting stabbed up in jail. So always remember, stay out of people's cheeks. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.